Hi, I'm Hailey Trealout, and you're watching MediaPlex This Week. In our top story today, Windsor Police's Drugs Intelligence Guns and Surveillance Unit report they have seized 47% more illegal guns this year. These numbers suggest that more illegal guns are on the streets. Earlier this year, police seized 2 loaded semi-automatic handguns and a pistol grip handgun in a storage locker, which was also packed with drugs and over $500,000. For those interested in furthering an art project, the City of Windsor's new Arts, Culture and Heritage Fund may be just the thing. A panel will assess applications for those projects that fall under a number of criteria, including Windsor's attractiveness, nurturing creativity, and encouraging cultural diversity. Interested parties are advised to visit the culture section of the City of Windsor website. Downtown Windsor is known as a place for the 19 and over crowd, but that's about to change. There's a new hangout for people of all ages. Kyle Simpkins sheds a little light on the newest place to have a little back and forth with friends.
Downtown Windsor is known for its nightlife, with a plethora of bars and restaurants, nightclubs, pubs, fine dining, fast food, and of course the casino. Downtown Windsor now has something a little different.
This is BV's House of Pong. It's basically a place to go downtown, something different. It's a ping pong parlor, ping pong social club.
Owner Brian Vinson has big plans for his new business involving a little ball.
Well, my goal is to have tournaments every week and to have a league, seasonal leagues going on. I also want to make it a place where people under the age of 19 can come after school, things like that, and then have it become more of an adult-themed thing to do at nighttime.
Vincent says the idea is not exactly his.
I stole it from Susan Sarandon, actually. She has a chain of them from all over the place. She's got one in Toronto, that's where I saw the first one. She's got one in Toronto, New York, LA, Dubai. So they're starting to pop up around the world.
The Pong House is also hoping to promote local talent.
Also, I want to let any local artists know that we have lots of great wall space here for local art. So we provide lots of space for people to hang their art for sale for free and no commission, of course.
They may eventually host music nights with local bands as well. The Pong House is already catching on. Believe it or not, there are some big local ping pong enthusiasts.
Absolutely love it. This is my first time here. Me and my friend were always looking for somewhere to play ping pong.
I think it's a fantastic place, to be honest. I mean, there's nothing like this in Windsor. It's an awesome experience.
It's not just the dining table and the gaming table in downtown anymore. The ping pong table may now have a place in the heart of Windsor's social life. For MediaPlex News, I'm Kyle Simpkins.
It looks like Kyle had a great time at the House of Pong. It seems people will be out looking for some great deals today. The biggest shopping day for Americans, Black Friday, just keeps getting bigger. But as Canadians join in, are they embracing it the same way as their American counterparts? Rick Dawes has the story.
It's the second official Black Friday at Devonshire Mall, and Windsorites are taking advantage of reduced merchandise prices, same as their American neighbors enjoy, but retailers say, minus the public disorder. Devonshire Mall administrators say shoppers living on this side of the border are warming up to the idea of cutting merchandise prices for one day.
Last year was our first year that I would say, yes, it was amazing. A lot of the head offices really understood the impact of Black Friday and in keeping with the American tone.
For some perspective, a busy weekend at Devonshire sees between 10 and 11,000 shoppers. Black Friday last year, a single day saw 20,000 people. Of course, it's bigger in the U.S. Over $59 billion were spent last year on Black Friday, with crowds swarming store entrances and camping out on sidewalks. Windsorites love a deal too, but ask if they want the same experience.
I said, no sir, you couldn't pay me enough to shop on Black Friday. I don't like crowds and the frantic chaos of the place, and this is just fine the way it is right now.
Indeed, year after year tells of fights, tramplings, and even deaths in U.S. stores, all over marked-down goods.
I feel kind of sorry for them to be that frantic for something. it means they're desperate for it, or they wouldn't be going to all that trouble to get it.
But Neforos says there was no indication of problems like that last year during Devonshire's first Black Friday. She described it as controlled chaos.
It's a different kind of a fun, and I think for us, the sales are out there, the great deals are out there, the contests are here, the giveaways are here, Santa's here, so it's all part and parcel of how we will run our Black Friday.
Retailers would be happy to have that great boost in sales on Friday, but anyway, they're not going to see me, so that's that.
Blackbeard, Black Friday. After all the shopping's done, all that's left is to enjoy the holidays. For MediaPlex News Now, I'm Rick Dawes.
Other local businesses open for Black Friday sales include Casa Chevalier, 10,000 Villages, and City Cyclery. Not all potential shoppers are happy that the doors were open so early Thanksgiving Day. Many have called for a boycott. Katie Reynolds posted on Macy's Facebook page, quote, "Macy's, I'm disappointed in you for opening your stores on Thanksgiving. Let your employees have a day with their families. It is not the end of the world to wait until Friday to start the chaos, especially in this day and age of online shopping." Eddie Francis outlined a number of initiatives that he wants to see take place in the city by 2017. Francis's ideas included Windsor becoming the first Canadian city to green its fleet of buses, as well as bringing another educational facility to the downtown core. He's also interested in introducing a Windsor Loop bike path to encircle the city, fitting LED lights into city street lamps to create brighter streets, as well as retooling the public library system. A photographer from New York is using her skills to try to raise awareness for sexual assaults, one photo at a time, with the help of victims from all over the world. I was able to talk to her about her impact that she has on photos. Viewer discretion is advised, as some of these images are graphic. Her name is Grace Brown, and her mission has affected people around the world. About 1,400 sexual assaults are estimated to take place in Canada every day. 70% committed by someone the victim knows. 2 years ago, Brown was approached by a friend who disclosed she was a victim of sexual assault.
It wasn't the first story that I had heard, and it wasn't the worst story I had heard, but something about the story really got to me. I wanted a way to say, look at what's happening, look at what's going on in the world.
The following morning, Project Unbreakable was born, eventually getting media attention and its first documentary by Nino Gallego Films. Through this concept, Brown has helped make those who were once victims become survivors.
Sexual assault is almost sort of taboo. Reality is that most often the perpetrator is someone that the survivor knows. And just the way our society views sexual assault and the shame and the hiding it under the rug, it perpetuates everything else.
The day after hearing her friend's story, Brown was moved to action. She began photographing survivors of sexual assault while they held a poster with a quote from their attacker. Their expressions say it all. Brown has taken about 450 photos of survivors. She has also received 3,000 submissions from people all over the world.
They all have a story to tell in terms of what were those lasting words or comments that stayed in their mind as a result of their victimization. And so it gives them an opportunity to put voice to it, to decrease the impact that fear of those words have on them, or the impact of those words. So many victims have some lasting statement. The fact that they're sharing it with other victims as well gives them a sense of, I'm not the only one.
Less than half of all sexual assaults are reported to authorities, a number Brown wants to improve. She wants them to know they are not alone.
That they are supported and believed and understood. That they are unbreakable.
Grace Brown will be touring colleges next spring to help raise awareness for sexual assault. For more information on Project Unbreakable, visit www.projectunbreakable.com. Reporting for MediaPlex this week, I'm Hailey Trealout. When you pick up your next Tim Hortons coffee, you can smile knowing that you're having the same experience as thousands of other Canadians are right now. With a growing market share, statistics show that Tim Hortons sells 8 of every 10 coffees sold in Canada. So it seems you are supporting a brand that is becoming our national cultural icon. Lubna Fawaz will tell us more about this organic relation between Tim's and Canada.
Canada! When actress Cobie Smulders, who plays Robin in the American sitcom How I Met Your Mother, called Tim Hortons the most Canadian place in the universe, it was meant to be a comedy line.
Oh, it's just like home.
But for the disappointment of few commentators complaining about Canada being a Timbit nation, numbers doesn't lie. 8 of every 10 cups of coffee sold in Canada are Tim Hortons. Yep, it's a huge share of the market. And it was confirmed recently by the third quarter profit results, with Tim Hortons reporting an 8% rise in its quarterly profit. But what is making Tim Hortons so popular in Canada, leaving almost no much space for other competitors? And do Canadians really associate themselves with the coffee brand?
I've been going there like all my life. The food there is amazing. The drinks are great. Donuts are awesome. Really love the bagels, and it's just pure Canadian taste.
It's available. It's convenient. It's not too pricey.
I do think it's part of Canadian culture because when you do go other places, you don't get Tim Hortons, and it's just some mornings you just want your Tims.
Sorry, USA, but Tim Hortons is Canadian.
It's been over 49 years since former NHL player Tim Horton opened the first store in Hamilton, Ontario, with only coffee and donuts on the menu. It was accessible, and it branded itself as the choice of the average Canadian, focusing on ubiquity and pricing.
In the past at least 10 to 15 years, that they've really developed within their marketing strategy and capitalized upon the fact that people have a really strong affective association back to Tim Hortons, back to their brand. And marketing-wise, they position themselves very strongly as being a very Canadian brand.
As no one can claim that one brand can represent all of Canada, whether it was a sports team, a bottle of maple syrup, or simply a cup of coffee, indeed, the idea of Tim Hortons being a national icon has been rejected by many, who argue that Canada deserves to be represented by much more than a cup of coffee or a box of Timbits.
Disregard people's comment that they wish it wasn't so, when in fact it really is so. People have strong brand associations, in their history. It continues to be a very popular brand in Canada, and it's interesting that I teach so many students that come to us from around the world, and very quickly they're very curious about Tim Hortons and feel that's a very part of Canadian experience.
Just a few weeks ago, Tim Hortons revealed a dark roast coffee blend in some pilot locations. A first since its opening in 1964 that it would offer customers a new choice. It is another smart strategy. After creating childhood memories with nearly 80% of Canadians, they are looking to engage the younger consumers in the Tim Hortons ritual.
Welcome to Canada.
What is all this?
You'll see. Welcome home.
Author Pierre Berton, a Canadian icon himself, wrote once about Tim's. It's a story of success and tragedy, of big dreams and small towns, of hard work and of hockey. In so many ways, the story of Tim Hortons is the essential Canadian story. For MediaPlex News, I'm Lubna Fawaz.
Windsor Police and Crime Stoppers are asking for the public's help. Last week, a break-and-enter happened at G&G Jewelry Store on University Avenue. The investigation is still ongoing.
Hi, Constable Ryan Burney here, Police Coordinator with Windsor and Essex County Crime Stoppers. I'm in front of G&G Jewelry Store, who were a victim of a break-and-enter which occurred on Wednesday, November 20th at 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, 3 suspects used a blowtorch and took the hinges off the rear door and gained entry and stole numerous items including earrings, necklaces, and pendants. There was blood located on scene and police are still investigating it. So we do have a description of all 3 of these suspects. You can view the photos on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/crimesolve, or you can also view the photos of those individuals on our Twitter page, which is @CStoppers. So if anybody has information about the break and enter that occurred at G&G Jewelry Store on University Avenue East, please give Crime Stoppers a call at 258-8477. That's 258-TIPS. Or you can leave a web tip at www.catchcrooks.com. Thank you very much.
The Filipino community in Windsor is thankful for a tremendous response to raise money for the victims of Typhoon Haiyan. The Filipino Community Center held a jam-packed fundraising dinner last Friday, and a concert featuring members of the Windsor Symphony Orchestra is planned for Wednesday. Darren Breckles brings us more.
For many members of the Filipino community, the fundraising effort for Typhoon Haiyan is personal.
We're just very thankful that my mother is safe. However, our house was totally destroyed. Yeah, so my mother is still there right now, living in a roofless house. So every time it rains, and everything inside the house, including them, are also wet. So sometimes they sleep wet.
Organizers are thankful for the tremendous response to their fundraising efforts. The Filipino Community Center was packed with a huge turnout for a fundraising dinner last Friday. More than 1,000 people bought tickets, double what was expected. With raffles and a bake sale, the event brought in more than $15,000 to help typhoon victims. But the cleanup effort is just beginning, and it will take many months before life gets back to normal for many victims of Haiyan in the Philippines.
They said it's getting better now, the relief. I think it's starting to go there now because I think the runway and stuff are starting to get fixed so they can actually land and stuff, and the ports too. With the resources that probably Philippines doesn't have as good as Canada's resources, even the planning for military and stuff like that is not as much. So it's a slow process. I can understand because I grew up there.
To keep the fundraising effort going, local musicians Christian Rona and Julian June have organized a benefit concert featuring members of the Windsor Symphony Orchestra as well as local media personalities.
We're kind of putting it all together into one nice little presentable package, and again, leveraging our talents to leverage donations for this. It really is this tragedy, and trying to help do our part with what we do. And we play music, and so we're going to put on a concert.
The concert is scheduled for next Wednesday here at the Capitol Theatre. Tickets are $20, and you can get them at Devonshire Mall or by visiting www.fcciwindsor.org. For MediaPlex This Week, I'm Darren Breckles.
Now for our 3-day weather forecast. Saturday will have some variable cloudiness with a high of 3 degrees. Sunday will have cloudy periods and get up to a high of 4. Monday will still be cloudy and have a high of 3 degrees. The holidays are only a few weeks away, and LaSalle Fire and Rescue are helping you keep your children safe. On December 3rd, a free car seat clinic will take place. Drive out to 1900 Normandy Road in LaSalle between 4 and 7 p.m. to make sure your children will be safe during travel this holiday season. Last weekend, St. Clair's women's volleyball team took on 2 of their opponents and ended up both delighted and disappointed with the results. Veronica Jerkowski has the details.
With the music blaring, the adrenaline pumping, and the stands filled with fans, there was no doubt that the Lady Saints weren't ready to take on the Sheridan Bruins on Saturday. Shot after shot, the Saints conquered the first 2 sets 25-13, leaving the Bruins desperate to recover in the 3rd round. Sheridan put up a good fight in the last set, but ended up being no match for St. Clair, with a final score of 3-0.
As a team, I think we played really great. We came together on every point, even if it was bad. I think we did really well.
I think we're pretty good. It was a good, practice kind of for Humber tomorrow.
Unfortunately, they came up short on Sunday against the Humber Hawks and lost 3-1.
Well, we're always improving. We're a fairly young team, and I'm expecting some really exciting things from this group of girls.
The Saints are 5-2 on the season and currently rank 3rd place in the OCAA West Division. They travel to Ancaster for their next game this Saturday to take on the Redeemer Royals. For MediaPlex News, I'm Veronica Jerkowski.
It was an epic win for the University of Windsor's women's basketball team. The Lancers thrashed the Algoma Thunderbirds in a game that was over almost as soon as it started. In fact, it was so lopsided, one Lancer scored more baskets than the other team combined. Stacy Janzer reports from the court.
Basket after basket went in for Lancers last Friday night. The final score, 104-25 against the Algoma Thunderbirds. Jessica Clemencon broke a personal record that night, scoring 31 points, scoring more baskets than the Thunderbirds. Clemencon, originally from France, is in her last year with the Lancers.
Yeah, feels good, you know. I can't believe it's been 5 years already. It's exciting though. It's both exciting and sad. I wish I could stay a little bit longer, but at the same time I'm excited for what comes next.
Now, Clemencon is already beginning to plan for her future career.
I want to play professional for a few years in Europe, and then depending on how it goes, we'll see.
She's optimistic for the team when she's gone.
It would be nice to, you know, when I'm gone, to see the team winning still. You know, I think we've brought the program here, and it would be nice to see what they do next.
The coaching staff was happy with the win, and they know what an asset Clemencon is to the team.
Jess came here, even in her first year, Jess was a great scorer. I'm not sure that someone's going to pick up that many points a game. I doubt it, especially, you know, next year. But we can spread that around.
The team was happy with the crowd that gathered at the game.
I'm very thankful about the crowd, the way the community has adopted and come to really enjoy the women's basketball. I think it's fantastic, and we're enjoyable to watch, and I encourage anybody else that wants to come see a good show, come on out.
After winning last year's national championships in Regina, the Lancers are hosting the 2014 games this March. They hope to win the title at home and give Clemencon a great send-off. For MediaPlex News, I'm Stacy Janzer.
All you need is love. Jam Canada is holding its annual Red Bull Christmas campaign. To feed an African child for a year, all it takes is a donation of $65. For more information, call 519-967-9600. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Hailey Trealout, and you've been watching MediaPlex This Week.